Hey, in this video we're going to take a trip to Harbor Freight where we're going to talk about some tools, so stick around. Hey, welcome back to the Woodworking Garage, where today we got out of the garage and we're taking a little road trip to Harbor Freight to talk about some tools. Now, I know a lot of people are hating on Harbor Freight because of the quality of their tools. Most of their tools come from China and various places, and they're just not known for their quality. However, they do have some stuff that works pretty well, and I want to point some of that stuff out to you today. They got some cheap stuff that's great for newer woodworkers that just starting out, and maybe you're on a small budget, and you know you want to collect some tools and some things to get you started. And I can point out some things today that'll help you. Yeah, I heard tires squealing. Whew, I don't know where that was, but hey, we're almost there, and I'll see you in just a moment. All right, so we just made it to our Harbor Freight. You can probably see it in the background. You know, like I was saying, a lot of people are hating on Harbor Freight. But here's the thing. A lot of their brands offer a lifetime warranty. So if it breaks, you can bring it back. Some of their things, you know, a lot of their power tools and things of that nature, I wouldn't suggest so much. You know, it's just proven to be rather poor quality. Unless it's something simple like a sander that has a simple electric motor in it, you know, something that's not complicated like that could work just fine for you. But some of the things I'd like to buy here at Harbor Freight are clamps. That's one of my favorite things. Their clamps are very, very cheap. So, and as a woodworker, we use a lot of clamps. Some people don't like their clamps at all because, again, they say they're cheap, you know, and, you know, they're junk. And a lot of the people that are saying that are the ones that can afford to go out and buy name brand stuff. And I'm not one of those guys. I can't go out and buy, you know, the BC and the DeWalt's and other name brand clamps. So I first started buying clamps from Harbor Freight about 2 years ago, and I haven't had any break yet. They work just fine for me. And for a $3-4 clamp, you can't beat it. Especially in woodworking when we need so many clamps. As a new woodworker, you might think, oh, I'll just go out and buy me an assorted pack of clamps and this will be just fine. But it's not going to take you very long before you realize that you need more clamps, and then you need more clamps, and then you find out you need more clamps, and soon you're going to have a variety of clamps and quite a few of them. The project that I've got that I'm about to start is going to require quite a few of just the small clamps to laminate some boards together. And so I'm here to pick up a few more. And while I'm here, we're gonna look around and see what else we can find. So let's go inside. Here we go. So Harbor Freight has an assortment of tools. If you don't have one, or if you've never been in Harbor Freight, it's like, kind of like mostly just tools in here of various kinds, and a lot of things for automotive. Here's another aisle I like. You know, you can get some tapes and things here that I haven't had any problems with their tapes. Okay, so as a new woodworker, one of the things I have heard is the paint sprayers at Harbor Freight are actually pretty decent. You know, for these prices, it's not bad. So it's something to consider. Okay, here's something I really enjoy getting from Harbor Freight, and that's these little furniture dollies. They're out of these right here, but this is the size I normally get. The 30 by 19 for $15. Oftentimes I find them on sale and I can get them for $12. They're great for putting tools on and being able to move it around in your shop. It's also great if you're building furniture items. Maybe you have multiple furniture items going on, and if you're in a small shop, you don't have room and you're constantly shuffling and moving things around. These are great to be able to stack a furniture piece on, so you can just push it out of the way. Okay, so here's a woodworking aisle that is kind of popular. You know, I'm not so sure how much I'd put faith into some of the safety gear that they have here, as far as respirators and things like that. You know, you got to remember this is on the cheaper end, and safety is should be number one in your shop. So I'd get a good quality respirator and safety equipment, that sort of thing. I wouldn't necessarily buy it from Harbor Freight. But what I do like on the other side of the aisle here are clamps. Look at this. You can get a 6-inch clamp for $2.99, and that's what I'm after today, because these are great when you're laminating up 2x6s, 2x4s to make a thicker piece of timber, and you need a lot of these clamps along the board, and so that's what I'm going to be grabbing today. I'm also going to be grabbing a couple of these bigger ones here, a couple of the longer ones. I have some already. Right there's a special 30-inch clamp for $4.99. Well, that's a member price, and I'm not a member, so I guess I'll be paying the $8.99 today. But still, you go to the home center and try picking out a clamp that size, and you're going to be paying $30. So they've got other various clamps here. All right, so let's grab a few of these clamps, and we're going to get about 10 of them today. I'll leave a few for somebody else. And here's another painting aisle where you can get some brushes and things. A lot of the things that I use brushes for, I like these chip brushes, disposable brushes, kind of cheap. Although I prefer to buy mine online in bulk and save a lot that way. Some wire brushes. Here's some drop cloths. Drop cloths are a pretty good price compared to the home center. I use a lot of this paper to cover my workbench when I'm getting ready to paint or stain, and it's a pretty good price here. $3.99 a roll. Okay, right here, one of the best things you can find at Harbor Freight for the price is a 2-horsepower dust collection unit. Now, there are other brands of dust collection units that you can find that are 1.5 horsepower that looks almost the same as this right here, and you're going to pay $300 to $400 for them. You know what? Harbor Freight sells it for $209, and they often run sales where you can find it for like $179. That's where I picked mine up at, and they work perfectly fine. In fact, it works very well in the shop. I highly recommend this when you start thinking about dust collection. However, just know that when you buy this, you will need to replace the bag on top. That bag is 5 micron, and it's just not enough, in my opinion, for safety. So I replaced it with a PowerTech bag that is a 1 micron bag, so it filters out the dust out of the air much better. Other than that, this is a great unit. It's been working fine for me. Okay, so here's something I am going to try. I'm going to buy this today and just give it a shot. And this is just the sanding sponges. It's a pack of them, a pack of 10 for only $5.99. At the home center, I'll spend about $4 for one single sponge. Of course, it's a 3M brand sponge, and so I don't know how well this is going to work out. If any of you have used these, let me know. And I'll do maybe another short video later after I've tested them out to see if it's whether or not it's worth it. But I'm going to try it. Sorry, but no. I think we just need to stick with good brand when it comes to our power tools. I haven't tried these. I haven't heard really much good about them either. It's not something I want to try, spend money on, and then have to replace it in 6 months. So when you get ready to buy some power tools like that, go ahead and go to the home center and get you a brand name. It's something you're going to use continuously in your shop. If it was something you just use occasionally, not a big deal. Sanders is another thing. Get a good brand. This is probably going to be one of the most used tools in your shop, so you want to get a good quality sander. Yeah, same thing for routers, drills, that sort of thing. Spend a little extra, and if you can't afford to buy it at the home center, buy it used. Go on Craigslist, go on the Facebook Marketplace, buy it used. But get a brand that you're familiar with. Okay, here's a little dolly, little 8-inch dolly for $3.99. I've got one of those in my shop, and I use it sometimes on my workbench. I'll throw a piece up on it that I need to rotate and manipulate and move it around, and that works great. And hey, for $3.99, you can't beat it. You have some tools that maybe you need a little cart for, or some type of little stand. This isn't too bad right here. Of course, I'm going to check Craigslist and the marketplace first, see if I can buy something used. But not a bad deal for a little cart on wheels that you can maybe throw a jointer up on, or some other tool that you need to be able to move around in your shop. You know, I'm going to grab one of these today. It's just a small little mallet. Could be kind of handy rather than lugging a large one around when I don't need it. And for $2.99, you know, can't beat it. Okay, so here's a popular item in woodworking, and this is a Japanese style double-edged saw. It's a really flat, like a flush trim saw. I haven't tried this one, but for $9.99, I think I'm going to try it. Okay, so here's another flush trim saw. It's a 12-inch for $8. I've got one similar that I use for cutting dowels and things like that. Works great. I've already got one, so I'm going to pass on that one today. But I'm going to take home the larger one. Okay, so that was just a quick sampling of some of the things that I like to purchase at the Harbor Freight store. There's a lot of people in there, and so I didn't want to do too much video. Some of the things I didn't point out to you are the squeeze clamps. They do have a really nice squeeze clamp that you squeeze down and tighten up. Those are good for an extra set of hands, you know, when you just need something held in place for a moment. So I've got quite a few of those already at home. But for $6 or $7 for a 24-inch clamp, it's a pretty decent price. So in woodworking, you'll find that you'll mostly need those twisty clamps. It allows you to really tighten down on a project. They're great if you need to laminate boards together. You got a glue up or something that you're doing. You can put quite a bit of pressure on it to glue things up, and so you're going to need those twisty clamps a little bit more. And you know, for $4, $5, $6 for a clamp, it's kind of hard to beat. You know, they got different sizes there. They go up to even 36 inches, and I think those are $7, $8, $9 or something. But a lot better than what you're going to find at the home center. There's some other things I didn't point out to you while we were in there, just because it was crowded. They have a nice bench grinder you can get for about $50. It's simple electric motor spinning the wire wheel or the grinding wheel. I use that occasionally in the shop, so that's a pretty good price. I didn't really talk about or mention things like drill bits. Now they're really cheap price, but they're also really cheap quality. I've tried them before, so I would stay away from things like the Forstner bits, the regular drill bits, the router bits. You don't want something that's gonna maybe chip, fly, and come apart while you're using it and become a hazard. So those are the kind of things I'd say, you know, stick with a name brand, get something that's going to be good quality, even if you have to save up for it. Another thing I like to buy from Harbor Freight are the moving blankets. You can get moving blankets for $5, $6, and I happen to use those because I occasionally deliver a piece of furniture for a customer, or I loan them out to a customer. Or rather, here recently I've started to take deposits on those blankets to make sure I do get them back. But oftentimes people show up to pick up a piece of furniture and they didn't think about, you know, needing a blanket or a moving pad or something to keep it from getting scratched. So I've got something I can offer them. But they're real cheap here, so I pick some of those up from here from time to time. I look for them in the marketplace. Sometimes you can find them real cheap. So hey, this is just a quick video. I hope you enjoyed it, just kind of pointing a few things out. Keep in mind that if you don't have a Harbor Freight in your area, they do have a website. You can go online. You do have to pay for some shipping, but still, that's for some of the prices you get, you really can't beat it. Also, keep in mind that online they offer coupons. Harbor Freight is big on their coupons. They they put out coupons all the time for 10, 15, 20% off, and sometimes you can only purchase one item. Sometimes some items or brands are excluded, but that's how I got that dust collection unit for $179, because I had a coupon. So if you like this video, you found something of value, even if it was just one thing of value in this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that I earned my keep here, and that it helped you out just a little bit. For every person that gives me a thumbs up, YouTube will now turn around and share this video with someone else, and it's how the channel grows and gets bigger and bigger. And I'm trying to grow this community to help all of us become better woodworkers. And I encourage your participation. I encourage your comments and suggestions below. If you make a comment or suggestion, I'll get back to you. I will. So let me know. Let me know what I can do for you. Thanks.